Welcome to Mixing Vocals Part 2. Today we're going to show you the way that we use compression. Check it out. It's not really a right or wrong answer to the first question. Do you EQ or compress first? Me, personally, I like to EQ first before compression. So the first thing I'm going to do, I have my EQ already predestined for these vocals, and I use the de-esser because it's a high sibilance. Next, I want to bring up a compressor. I'm going to use the standard compressor that comes with Pro Tools, which is compressor/limiter. Now, once you get this up, don't let it intimidate you. All of these knobs do not have to be turned. All of them don't have to be learned. The best way that I find is going to the factory default, using Vocal Leveler. With Vocal Leveler, a lot of this stuff is already going to be set up for you. And then it's really for you to fine tune it to just the song. So let's listen to the song right now, and then we'll determine what we need to do with it.
Who be that man, Scott? Yeah, a bald eagle. His face is on a dollar bill. We do this for our people. Mike Vick on the field, and his arm is lethal. So when he passes Jackson, catch it, it should be illegal. 40-yard line.
Okay, so the way they had it, the gain is at 7 dB. I kind of knew already that we weren't going to need it that loud. The vocals were kind of loud for the beat, so that's one thing you want to definitely know, the gain knob. And you want to turn that down or up depending on how loud your track is. Another thing that I noticed is on vocals, you want to have a fast release time. So I want to bring my release all the way down as low as I can, and I'm going to bring it to 5 milliseconds. Now let's listen now, see what we can do.
Who be that man, Scott? Yeah, a bald eagle. His face is on a dollar bill. We do this for our people. Mike Vick on the field, and his arm is...
Now it's sounding better, but I see two things that we can also change. Right here is the ratio, and right here is the threshold. These two knobs control the sound of the compressor, like the feeling. You don't want to have vocals sounding like they're running through a compressor. At least I don't. I like to have crystal clear vocals. So what I want to do is I want to turn my ratio down to around like 1.5, and I want to turn my threshold up. Threshold is when the compressor is actually engaged. You want to have that as close to the top as possible when you see the level coming through. I'll show you.
Who be that man, Scott? Yeah, a bald eagle. His face is on a dollar bill. We do this for our people. Mike Vick on the field, and his arm is lethal. So when he passes Jackson, catch it, it should be illegal. 40-yard line.
The last thing I would do is probably turn that tack up so it could just be a little more upfront and in my face with the compression. So we'll adjust that as we listen.
Who be that man, Scott? Yeah, a bald eagle. His face is on a dollar bill. We do this for our people. Mike Vick on the field, and his arm is lethal. So when he...
So that's what I'm pretty much going to leave the compressor at for my main vocals. There's one more thing I want to show you with a compressor, and that's with backing vocals. So I'm going to go down to my ad-lib track, which is right here. It was muted. Now, with your ad-libs, you don't want those up front the same way that you have your main vocals. You want to push those back a little bit, and you can do that by having your release time further back. Like this one is at 80 milliseconds. If you remember, we had the lead vocals at 5 milliseconds. So the more you have your release, the longer it takes it to release, the further back the vocals sound. So you can push vocals back. Also, right here you see the ratio is at 3-to-1 instead of 1 to 5.
Who be that man, Scott? Yeah, a bald eagle. His face is on a dollar bill. We do this for our people. Mike Vick on the field, and his arm is lethal. So when he passes Jackson, catch it, it should be illegal. 40-yard line.
So this is the way I use my compressors. So if you like this tip and found it helpful, please subscribe, and remember, we're on every Friday, so please stay tuned. If you want to hear the finished product of this song, click the link below. See you next week.
Turn it up, let's get the level set. EQ the vocals, then compress it. Reverb, now double it up. And then we chop, don't screw with us. Turn it up, keep the bass in the room. If you got auto-tune, you can use that too. now double it up. Then we chop, chop, don't screw it up.